I call the meeting to order at 7:30 on January 18th, 2021. Roll call, please.
Babel. Ms. Babel.
Here.
Ms. Hart.
Here.
Mr. Ridgely.
Here.
Mr. Knotts.
Here.
Mr. Blackstock.
Here.
What is here? Mr. Roush.
Here. Thank you. We'll pass over the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. Approval of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda as presented? I have one new business for, which is going to be the IRS 2021 mileage, I guess rates, mileage rates. Is there any other approvals or deletions to the agenda? If not, motion would be in order to accept the agenda, adding new business for.
Blackstock, so moved.
Able support.
We have motion, we have a support to accept the agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the minutes for January 4th, 2021 in your packets.
I have some corrections to make tonight, Mr. Roush.
Okay.
In the last sentence of the presentation, it begins with Officer Paulus shared the changes happening with the SSCSD. That should be SCCSD. So we'll strike that and we'll put above it at the for the official minutes. Going on down, we're going to strike the along with the. We're going to enter policies. We're going to strike the of and put as. The next on down is we're going to strike assigned to the township and put and introduced. And we're going to insert Captain Jim Statterford. So the sentence will read after the corrections. Officer Paulus shared the changes happening with the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department. The newly elected St. Clair County Sheriff Matt King, Paulus's transition as the new undersheriff, and introduced Deputy Captain Jim Stratford.
Okay. Are there any other items for the approval of the minutes? Hearing none, motion to approve the minutes would be in order.
With the corrections, of course.
With the corrections, correct.
Treasurer Hart so moves to approve the minutes with the correction. Able support.
We have a motion, we have a support to accept the approval of the minutes with the changes as set forth by Mr. Good. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We have no speakers or presentations tonight. And I do not believe there's anybody on the line as far as public comment goes. So moving on to the consent agenda, also in your packets. Financial reports, the fire authority reports, the stormwater permit program.
I have a comment. It's Ralph.
Sorry.
On the
Sorry.
financial, in the financial reports section,
Yes.
I note on the revenue and expenditure report that ended 31st of December last year, under our sewer fund, the repairs and maintenance services was budgeted last year at $200,000. We spent at least at the end of end of December, $362,213. And that accounts for almost the entire overrun in the sewer fund. I'm wondering, are we facing a similar problem in 2021?
Right, I know that was a big question on why the water bill is going to get raised, or the water costs are going to get raised again. Because we currently don't have extra money going into a slush fund for repairs like that. So hopefully 2021, with the increased rates, that'll start to subside.
Okay. I'm more concerned with the fact that we only budgeted 200,000 like we hadn't planned on the other 162,000. That's quite a difference between the budgeted amount and what we actually spent.
Correct. Yeah, I'm not positive. Obviously, we took over here late in 2020, but I have to do some research on where all that cost went throughout the course of the year.
Okay, I have nothing further.
All right. If there's no other questions on the consent agenda, a motion to accept would be in order.
I will move that this is Ralph, that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll support the motion.
All right, we have a motion, we have a support to accept the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries to accept the consent agenda. Moving on to disbursements, we have bills in the amount of $101,780.18. Accounts payable in the amount of $136,499.30. Payroll in the amount of $31,327.95. Electronic funds in the amount of $73,367.62. And a tax account of $333,696.12. If there's no questions, a motion to accept the disbursements will be in order.
I have a question. Why is there no added up balance or whatever? So we know what the bottom line is.
I don't know that. I could add them up quick.
It may have been an oversight. If you look at your check register report, you'll see that number at the bottom. Working remotely and trying to juggle this the last couple of days, it might have gotten overlooked. But that total is $574,890.99 on page 3 and on page 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I know typically you're used to seeing that total, and we can make sure that happens next time.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is Babel. I make a motion that we pay the bills in the amount of $574,890.99.
Blackstock supports.
We have a motion, we have a support to pay the bills. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Nuts. Mr. Nuts.
Yes.
Mr. Ritchie.
Yes.
Ms. Hart.
Yes.
Blackstock.
Yes.
Abel.
Yes.
Good as yes. Mr. Roush.
Yes. All right, motion carries to pay the bills. We have no old business tonight, so getting into new business one. It's a resolution to allow the cemetery committee members to get paid. So basically, this is one of our only committees, or the only committee, now that it's been resurrected, that was not getting their seemed reasonable to add the $25 payment to each meeting for this committee as well.
Only comment I have is I have no objection to this, but the item that's before us for approval does not mention any dollar amount.
No, it doesn't. It just says that they will get reimbursed. So,
If I might, I think that the reason is there's a blanket resolution that was passed last year that said all committees and boards of the township would be paid a set amount of $25.
There's a linking resolution, I see.
Yeah.
As long as you add this as an official board, the linking resolution will apply.
Right. This resolution existed prior without owing any stipend. So this just allows a stipend, and it would follow along with all the other committee and commission stipends. That way, if the board decides to raise all of them, this would be part of that as well. So if they decide to change all the committees, this would fall under that. Right now, they've set them at $25 for members, general at-large members, and then $30 for the chairs, and I think secretaries as well. But that resolution stands to cover all commissions, committees, and boards.
Thank you.
thank you.
For that explanation, I'll offer the resolution. You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Resolution 012021, Cemetery Advisory Committee. Whereas the Charter Township of East China owns and operates Rose Hill Cemetery within East China Township. And whereas the Township Board desires to appoint a Cemetery Advisory Committee to assist the Township Board in making decisions regarding the cemetery. And now therefore it be resolved that East China Cemetery Advisory Committee is created for the purpose of making recommendations to the East China Board of Trustees regarding cemetery maintenance and upkeep, cemetery expansions, rules and regulations, financing, and similar matters. The Township Cemetery Committee shall consist of 3 members appointed by the Township Board of Trustees for 3-year terms. All Cemetery Advisory Committee members shall be township residents. The Cemetery Advisory Committee shall annually select a chair who will preside at the meetings of the committee, and the secretary responsible for maintaining minutes of the meetings. A quorum of the Cemetery Advisory Committee shall require 2 committee members present to conduct business. Majority of vote of the quorum shall be required on all actions taken by the committee. The Cemetery Advisory Committee shall meet at least once every 3 months at a date and time to be determined by the committee. Recommendations of the Cemetery Advisory Committee shall be submitted in writing to the Township Board of Trustees, which will have the ultimate and final decision regarding all cemetery matters. The Cemetery Advisory Committee shall be subject to Michigan Open Meetings Act, MCL 15, etc., and the Michigan Freedom of Information Act, MCL 15.231. Members of the committee shall serve with compensation for the committee meeting attendance and may be reimbursed for actual expenses incident to the performance of their duties. All resolutions and parts of resolutions insofar as they conflict with provisions of this resolution be and the same hereby are rescinded. And I offer this resolution.
We, was it? We roll call for the resolution. Oh,
Oh, is that Blackstock? Blackstock, did you
All right, we have-
support?
I support.
So we have a motion, we have a support to accept the resolution as read by Mr. Knotts. Roll call, please.
Mr. Ritchie,
Yes.
Ms. Babel,
Yes.
Nuts,
I can't hear him.
Mr. Knotts,
Yes.
Ms. Hart,
Yes.
Mr. Blackstock.
Yes.
Good as yes. Mr. Roush,
Yes. Motion carries for the resolution to allow the cemetery committee member pay. All right, moving on. New business 2, appointment of the trustee to the election committee. I know we went over this a couple meetings ago, but as it turns out, Treasurer Hart is not eligible to be on that committee. So we would need another trustee to volunteer. I don't have, so who is it? Debbie's on there currently, Miss Babel. But we would need another trustee to volunteer to be on the election commission. So.
No, if nobody else wants to jump in, I guess I'll volunteer.
All right, so we get a Herb volunteering to sit on the election commission as a trustee. We need to make a motion for this, I suppose. So I will make a motion to accept Herb on the election commission.
I'll support. Knots.
So we have a motion, we have support to accept Herb on the election commission. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Congratulations, Mr. Blackstock.
Thank you.
All right, new business number 3, the resignation of the planning commissioner. So Mr. Gary Love has given his resignation due to concerns with the COVID virus and in-house meetings. So I talked with Cindy today about posting this on the website, looking for somebody volunteering to fill this spot, as well as the spots for the cemetery committee. So I guess there's really no business to do with this, more just well, I guess we have to accept his resignation. I apologize. So if there's no questions, I guess a motion to accept Mr. Love's resignation would be in order.
So moved.
That's support.
I'll
Ralph
support.
will support. All right. We have a motion, we have support to accept Mr. Love's resignation. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. All right, new business number 4, as we said, is the IRS has released the standard mileage reimbursement rates for 2021. Beginning January 1st, 2021, mileage rates will be 56 cents per mile driven for business use. This rate is down 1.5 cent per mile from 2020. So we just have to accept these rates
So moved. Turn the throttle on out.
Hart, second.
Art supports, right. We have a motion, we have a support to accept the new IRS mileage reimbursement rates. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? Motion carries. We're into announcements. Is there any announcements tonight? There's no announcements. We'll go around for member comments. Start with Trustee Richley.
I have nothing. Thank you.
Trustee Knotts.
I have nothing.
Trustee Blackstock.
Just a question. Throughout the summer, or this past summer, we were receiving updates as to water levels in the river. I know they're substantially down from what they were, but have we received any word from Army Corps or anyone as to what they predict in the next few months or going into the summer?
I actually do have the engineer's monthly report at the office that does look favorable, that they will continue to go down throughout the next few months. However, June, July, August are still, there's that gap that's unpredictable, but they are it's looking favorable.
Looking lower than last summer?
Correct.
Thank you.
Yep.
That's all I have.
Trustee Babel.
I have nothing tonight. Thank you.
Treasurer Hart.
Nothing.
We're good. I think you said no.
Nothing tonight.
Okay. I don't have much tonight either. So that being said, motion to adjourn the meeting would be in order.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at 7:52.
Support.
All right, we have a motion, we have support to adjourn the meeting at 7:52. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed? All right. Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.